Imagine this. One ordinary Saturday evening at a backyard gathering that would turn everything upside down. Picture the scene, bubbly drinks flowing freely, lively conversations buzzing, and soft string lights glowing softly, as if quietly observing hidden truths. I never imagined these kinds of events would excite me much. They often felt like shows of fake friendliness and subtle criticism. But that night, everything felt different, and it hooked me right from the start. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ethan, 36, a guy who's been married to Sophia for a decade. On the surface, we looked like the ideal pair, successful, admired by everyone around us in our social group. Sophia is gorgeous, smart, and absolutely captivating. She turns heads the second she enters any space. I've always respected her strong presence, though at times it even made me a bit jealous. Lately, however, that respect had shifted into a growing worry. At home she seemed distant and cool, lost in her own world. The excitement that first brought us together years back had faded to just a faint glow, one I couldn't figure out how to brighten again. That evening we showed up arm in arm, putting on our best happy faces as we chatted with neighbors, old friends, and colleagues. The moment we walked into the beautifully decorated backyard at Sarah and Ryan's yearly summer party in a charming Atlanta suburb, though I sensed something wasn't right. Sophia's sister Ava had arrived earlier. Ava, with her natural charisma and playful smile, always drew people in effortlessly. She glided through the guests, leaving trails of easy laughter wherever she went. When she noticed us, her gaze fixed directly on me, a look that mixed familiarity with a hint of daring. The early part of the night flew by in a rush of small talk. Sophia, true to form, gravitated toward a circle chatting about the latest home decor ideas. She was completely engrossed. I trailed behind, hoping to catch her attention, maybe share a quick warm glance. But each try only got a quick nod or a distracted look. My frustration built, but I hid it well, keeping up cheerful exchanges with everyone else. Then in a flash the tension exploded, and what a turning point it was. It began with a quiet remark from Sophia, said lightly but loud enough for me to catch. She leaned toward a close friend and murmured, "Sometimes I honestly don't know why I even try anymore. He's just not the person I believed he was." I stopped cold, not from pure surprise, but because it echoed the unspoken hurts I'd felt at home through her cold behaviors and brush-offs. That's when Ava stepped in closer, picking up on the awkward vibe. Her tone was light and teasing, yet edged with bite. "Well, if that's how you feel, just end the marriage. I'll gladly step in and have him. After all, you've got other guys on the side anyway." Those words landed like a thunderbolt, cutting through the air. For a split second, the whole party faded away, leaving only the three of us frozen in that intense bubble. My heart raced with a storm of anger, shock, and oddly, a deep sense of relief. Sophia's cheeks lost their color, a wave of discomfort washing over her. Ava just grinned like she'd been holding on to that bombshell for ages. I stayed calm at first. I let the heavy silence linger, giving everyone time to absorb it. Then, with a steady composure I barely felt inside, I reached into my jacket and slowly pulled out a small envelope. I held it up just enough for the edge to show. Sophia's eyes grew wide with instant recognition and a touch of panic. "In fact," I said evenly, my voice cutting through the moment like a clear bell, "I'm already single again." A soft gasp slipped from Sophia, impossible to miss. Ava's eyes lit up with victory, her grin growing bigger. "And me?" I allowed a small knowing smile because right then a huge truth hit me. True independence wasn't only in those documents, it was in finally seizing control of my own path. As the minutes ticked by, the party carried on around us. People talking, glasses tinkling, gentle music floating from hidden speakers. But for me, the world had shifted forever. Sophia stared at me, searching for words to smooth things over and bring back normalcy. Yet there was no going back. I could sense the change rippling outward. Friends who'd always seen us as the perfect couple started shooting curious looks and whispering. Deep down, a quiet joy took root, solid and unbreakable. I'd spent too long craving her approval, her warmth, begging her to treat me like a true equal rather than just someone convenient. That night, I no longer needed any of it, her explanations, her regrets, nothing. Ava's bold outburst had simply brought to light what everyone had sensed but never said. Instead of rage or embarrassment, I felt pure peace. Here's the beauty of it. Real freedom often arrives not with a bang, but in subtle moments, like a confident smile, the reveal of important papers, or a straightforward statement. Sometimes letting go is the strongest move you can make. The night wore on, but I was done playing my old role. I strolled through the yard with confidence, every step feeling like a fresh start. The surrounding chatter blurred into the background, the pretty lights seemed warmer, and for the first time in ages, I felt an inner peace nothing could disturb. What a revelation! Some gatherings aren't just for fun. They're turning points that uncover hidden realities. And certain comments, even if meant as jokes or digs, can speak the deepest truths. The rest of the evening drifted by amid friendly talks and clinking drinks, but I remained steady and unaffected. Later, Sophia approached cautiously, like she was dipping a toe into unknown waters. "Ethan, can we talk this out?" she said softly, almost begging. I gently shook my head, giving her a kind yet firm smile. "No need anymore, Sophia. I've already turned the page." Her face twisted with a mix of anger, shock, and pain. I didn't react. I simply let her words hang in the night air, unanswered by me but weighing on her. There's real strength in staying quiet. It carries more power than any debate. As I walked away, Ava appeared at my side, her smile now warmer and more knowing. "You handled that perfectly," she whispered. "Most guys would have lost it or pleaded. You didn't hold back either," I replied, truly curious. "Why speak up like that?" Her eyes danced with playfulness and truth. "Because you get what so many miss. Real independence isn't about battling. It's about stepping up when others think you never will." I laughed quietly, seeing how right she was. For years I'd let Sophia's moods, her complaints, and her emotional distance control our life and my feelings. I'd reacted, always waiting for the love that rarely came. But now, by simply revealing those papers, I'd changed everything. The music changed to a softer melody drifting from speakers hidden in the greenery. A weight lifted from my chest, bringing a clarity I'd missed for so long. The crowd kept enjoying themselves, but I moved through it all untouched, like emerging from mist into bright daylight. Sophia found a spot by the water feature, talking quietly with a friend, her body tense and fingers twisting her dress. I didn't need to watch her struggle. I knew she was facing the fact that I'd chosen my own happiness, not hers. Ava leaned in one final time before blending back into the guests. "You're destined for amazing things, Ethan. Just wait. Endings like this make room for brighter beginnings." Her words stuck with me as I wandered the yard. The night seemed vast yet personal. Every rustle of leaves, distant laugh, or click of shoes amplified. With each stride, old burdens fell away, revealing a stronger core underneath. Eventually, I settled on a secluded bench behind some bushes. Moonlight filtered down in soft rays, dancing on the stone path. I checked my phone briefly. Old texts, invites, reminders of the past life. None pulled at me now. The envelope in my pocket, holding the divorce documents, meant far more than paperwork. It stood for my independence and dignity. I let a real smile form. There's something thrilling about rediscovering yourself in a world once ruled by another. This wasn't just escape from Sophia. It was release from expectations, from the slow drain on my confidence, from all those small sacrifices that had worn down who I was. Time blurred as the hours passed. Finally, I headed out, walking the stone path to my car. The fresh night breeze felt refreshing, laced with nearby flower scents. For the first time in forever, I didn't glance back, no need to explain or defend. I just moved ahead, light and sure. The quiet drive home gave me space to think. What irony. A casual comment, maybe intended to poke fun or hurt, had sparked the change I'd delayed for so long. In that thought, a key insight emerged. True release rarely comes from huge fights or grand acts. It's born from clear awareness, bold steps, and the bravery to claim the life you truly want. By the time I pulled into my driveway, the city had quieted down, streets mostly empty except for a few late-night drivers. I stepped out, breathing deeply. A deep calm washed over me, sharp and comforting like cool water after exhaustion. I set the envelope on my desk at home. A simple reminder of a closed chapter. Sure, tough talks, calls, and awkward moments might come soon, but they didn't faze me. I'd picked myself first, uncovering a resilience hidden under years of giving in. Freedom, I've learned, isn't always noisy with celebrations or big announcements. Often it's quiet. A subtle smile, a clear statement, and the steady assurance that you're finally completely on your own path. Sitting there, hearing the soft city sounds outside, I smiled once more. Sophia, Ava, the party, the murmurs, they were pieces of a tale I'd outgrown. Now that story was fully mine to shape.